Hey guys, and welcome back to another Solo Leveling Arise video. My name is DFree, and today we will be going over the new Blessing Stone selector that we got. So I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Also, if you're not currently supporting another creator, make sure you do support me through the link down below in the description. The way this works is you guys go to the website, click the support button, and I'll be able to send you the rewards that are available to me until the 28th. So another 10 days from the time of the recording, I've got 1,000 Essence Stone to give out. Some of this other stuff here, which is a little bit later, another date on that one. Essence Stones 500, Mana Power Crystal chest times 4, and then there will be 3 more codes at least I'll be getting here soon, so stay tuned for that. All right, and by the way, I just go in and send it. It'll show directly in your gift box. That's it. It's not a code. All right, so we recently today for the new login bonus got the selector of legendary Blessing Stones, and the first thing I wanted to tell you about this is if there's something you've been eyeing for a while, just because your own enjoyment, maybe there's something you want really bad, make sure you grab that first, because I think that's the most important thing. I know it's a cliche thing to say, right? But I know that that is the most important thing in my opinion. So make sure that's what you grab. Next, I want to point out a lot of these are really good. A lot of these are really good. It kind of just depends on what you need and what content you're taking on. So I'll go through these and we'll talk about the best ones in my opinion. Honorable mention goes to the legendary Desire. I still wonder if we're kind of entering this meta, but it doesn't matter as much if it's not for Sung Jinu. But this MP, low MP meta that we're probably going to be entering soon, like that, I do think this has a really good place as one that you guys should consider. Or maybe this is the next piece of advice. You don't have to use this. This doesn't expire. It doesn't expire. Now, for the record, when new Blessing Stones come out, like say 6 months from now, you try to go back to this, it'll still have these exact same ones. They won't retroactively add more down the line. So don't try to save it for that. But if you're trying to, so like for me, I'm sitting on my Blessing Stone stuff because I think I believe there will be new Blessing Stones in the update next month. So I'm going to do fusions and stuff at that point. And what if I get something here, right? If you get a dupe, it kind of sucks because you got to spend 1,000 Essence Stones to re-roll it, and sometimes you could re-roll a dupe again and then spend like 3,000-4,000. I've done that. It sucks. Terrible system, but at least there's something, I guess. Anyway, so that's another piece of advice, but Desire is one I think is worth an honorable mention. Into it, easily one of the best ones in the game in my opinion. This one works basically by investing intelligence in Sung Jinu. Typically a lot of builds are full strength or strength, a little bit precision, like things like that. Or intelligence investment for like guild boss, things like that. But you can invest intelligence in Sung Jinu and not pay the price for it because it'll give you the extra attack increase. So that's one of the best ones in my opinion, but I already do have that, so I personally won't be picking it up. These sustain based ones are like solidify aggressive defense. They're pretty niche. Depends what you need. Do you really need these? Not necessarily, but you can find use for them. If I were to grab one of those, I would probably grab like a team fight one, maybe. Maybe camouflage. Actually, camouflage would probably be one I'd grab if I didn't have it. We'll get to camouflage in a minute. Swift Strike, decent one, but I do think you'd probably want Swiftness first before you try to grab this. We Are One is another really solid one. I really like this in other content like Power of Destruction, Guild Boss, etc. Or Workshop. Just you've got to be running a full color team to really get this to work, like full red or full element team, full fire, excuse me. Or something like that to really get the full effect of this, but you don't necessarily have to, because if there's 2 support hunters, you know, but you really want the best of it, then you would be doing it there. So I really do like that one a lot. Fatal Strike is useful, but I wouldn't grab it from this. It's very useful because when you land crits, you reduce the break gauge. It does help to where you could technically get by. It's very slow. You could technically get by with 1 less or no break skills and put that on if you really wanted to, but it's pretty slow, so I wouldn't really recommend that. Weakness detection is one that is very strong in basically any piece of content because you'll always have that extra damage versus elemental effectiveness. What I will say is that this is in my opinion S tier, but I kind of don't use it that much. Like you kind of get to a point where you like with this, and this was also the situation we were in with like Daily Quest before they split to where the defense type ones like Daily Quest could be in their own row. You kind of get to a point where you don't use it as much. Like I used to live by this. To be fair, I didn't have legendary. I used to live by the purple one. So maybe if I had legendary, I would still use it more. But you can peak higher with other combinations, and there's only so many slots, right? So like you've got to, some of this stuff, like if you run into it or reawakening into it, like all these other things, you have to kind of put these together in combination, and there's just no room. So that's kind of one of the things I run into with some of these. Swiftness, one of the ones I was talking about. This is an easy S tier one to grab. You get the additional dodge chance right there, 30%. However, what I will say is if you got this one in purple rarity, it's perfectly fine there too. You're gonna proc that extra dash enough. It's one that I really like using in Guild Boss. Double-edged sword. This one is really strong too. Basically, when your attack hits, your attack increases, but the enemy's attack also increases. This one's kind of, don't use this one outside of like Sung Jinu content really, because you may mess around and get some of your teammates one shot. So keep that in mind. But hey, this one combos really well. Chains of Blood, if you wanted to use that. Neither of them is like, I don't know if they're like amazing anymore, but you can always put together a combination and get great value. This one actually helped me through Legendary Baron because he just hits so hard so often. And so the extra attack increases, stacking there 4 times is very nice. But you can also get other stuff like Mana Power, which is in here upwards, and not really have to worry about the gimmickiness of that. Boss Slayer is a really strong one as well. This one just gives you the extra damage regardless versus bosses. I would probably grab this over Weakness Detection for the record, but that's up to you because it does have the dash decrease. This is another one I would use in Workshop pretty reliably, but you've got to be really good with your dashes because you may mistime it because the cooldown does change, right? So you've got to really know what you're doing. I really like Chains of Blood as well. When you get hit, you get the attack increase based on 30% of the lost HP. So it depends on your setup for Sung. It works really well, like I said, with Double-Edged Sword if you wanted that. Conquer of Adversity is solid. Demon Slayer is also solid, but these are 2 that you don't really generally need to be running. Wolf Assassin gets an honorable mention because exclusively in Encore missions, Encore, right? Not Instance. Encore is the one with Sung. Exclusively there with the Casca Fang, Truth Casca Fang. This turns into a combo of Boss Slayer and Wolf Assassin. That weapon adds the Boss Slayer effect to this. So honorable mention, but I'm not using it for anything else, not grabbing it for anything else. I mean, maybe if you wanted to, you could get it to use it in some of the Ant content right now, but I wouldn't do that. Pulverize, ding, 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 easy, easy, easy. We're going to hit a few that are really, really, really good. Pulverize, one of the best ones in the game. Easy, easy, yes. I would grab this if I didn't have it already. Pulverize just is so amazing, helps you with the brakes so much faster. Huge swing in my opinion. Camouflage, I actually didn't understand this for the longest time, but I kind of like it because it gives you basically invincibility, or invisibility, I guess I should say, where you can kind of just like go unnoticed for a few seconds and just reposition. There's a lot of utility to this. I like it a lot. And it's one of the only ones that I really, really like than Standby that's on the survival slots. So I really do like Camouflage. Bloodlust, another one that's ding, 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 S+, easy one to grab. The attack decrease and defense decrease is extremely solid. And the defense decrease also is really nice for those in-between periods where you may or may not, say you miss a shadow step or you may not have had the opportunity to apply it or whatever, right? That's nice. And then your team takes less damage as a whole. So really, really like that one overall. Reawakening, ding, 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 easy, easy, easy. One of the best ones, period. I probably will wind up grabbing this today because I've been hunting this legendary one. I really want to save and wait, but it depends on how patient I am. Crap, I really want this. I really want this, my God. I've been hunting this for a while. Works amazingly. I do need to test it with the Intuit set because I do wonder if it's lost just a little bit of value. I doubt it. Because you're now investing in intelligence where you weren't before, but extremely strong, extremely strong. I like comboing this with like Demon Slayer because personally I start running really low on MP, especially if I combo this with, but again, maybe with the Intuit set that's not as big of an issue because you're investing in intelligence. But anyway, I also like running the Mana Power one that we'll show in a minute that increases your MP consumption but gives you an attack increase. With this, it can get kind of expensive, but one of the best ones in the game in my opinion. There's Mana Rampage right there. Sharp Perception, ding, 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 amazing. I've got this one as well, so I'm not gonna grab it, but crit hit rate goes up by 3% for 8 seconds, stacking up to 6 times. You will shred the opponent if you've got great critical hit investment or critical hit damage investment. Or if you're in a team fight mode with like Min or something, like, you're gonna shred the opponent. Easy, easy, easy. One of the best ones in the game. Mana Rampage, another one of the best ones in the game. Basically an unrestricted 16% attack increase that I would recommend. Monarch Domain, I would not grab this. I would not grab this. The shadows also deal damage equal to 100% of the value of your attack every second to enemies. I wouldn't grab it, but I do wonder if this has increased value with the shadow armament feature that came out. I wouldn't grab it though. I just wouldn't. Like, I tested this out with before that new shadow feature came out, and it was okay. The shadows were obviously doing more damage. It was very noticeable. But the core issue with shadows is that they just don't stay on the board long enough. And they have no way to like draw aggro to them, and then when they do get hit, they, like I said, they don't stay out there long enough. They're either dying or you'll reach the cap where they just leave. Like, that's I feel like that's a waste. But like, that goes back to my combos thing where like there's not really a slot for that. This should be its own. There should be a third row with ones like this that are kind of like utility. Right, that should be like its own slot, because there's no reason to put that on, because you're sacrificing another slot for Janu. That goes back to the whole thing about that, right? Daily Quest is one I don't use all that often, and I don't think you, ironically, while it's one of the best ones in the game because it gives you that revive, you don't need to upgrade it. you can use that at whatever rarity. It doesn't truly matter because we're getting the revive. So assuming that the bottom rarity does give you revive, which I'm pretty sure it does, so I would just kind of ignore this. Like, I don't really care. The extra HP healing is whatever. I get the revive and I care about that. Speed is whatever. Casca Steel Scales has value, does help you cut the damage. Increased shield effects, that's solid. Advanced Dagger Technique, I like this. I used it against the Brawn fight as well. It's pretty much an unrestricted 14% damage increase, so you can combo this with pretty much anything. It's one of the one that flies under the radar. Tenacity is one that I like a lot as a survival one. Doesn't really cost you one of those damage slots, and same goes for the Candiaru Blessing. If I had to pick, like I said, I would say Bloodlust, Pulverize, Reawakening, and maybe Weakness Detection, Into It, We Are One. Those would be the ones that I'd grab if I had to choose. For me personally, the only one I don't have, Legendary, I believe, is Reawakening. So I kind of want to grab that. I did skip over a few. Like, I don't remember talking about HP Extraction or Life or some of these other ones. They're not all that. Aggressive Defense is kind of whatever too. Natural Disaster also whatever. Penalty Quest, they're kind of just whatever. But those are the best ones in my opinion to grab. Let me know what you guys decided to grab. But like I said in the very beginning, it depends what you're trying to do also. So maybe you've got those all in Legendary, right? And you needed something lower. So let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all next time.